Where you going to? You filmed me. You filmed me. You filmed me. You don't want me to film you. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? This is Pastor Ogundele, the crook that tried to steal my house. That's him there. He wants to call the police on me when I'm the owner and he's the thief.
Come on,
This is where my mum's bedroom was. They've destroyed my mum's bedroom. This is where her bathroom was. They've destroyed her bathroom. This is where I slept in 2013. And I also slept in this room. Pastor Ogundele and Pastor Lawal. What happened to the wall here, Pastor Ogundele? You didn't tell me you were going to knock down this wall. You didn't tell me you were going to knock down this wall. Just like you didn't tell me you were going to destroy my mother's bedroom and bathroom. In my opinion, you're a crook, a charlatan, too ambitious. So ambitious, you want to inconvenience others and steal from others. Call the police for me in my house and show them the receipt. Show them the receipt that you paid, and show them the house documents that you own the house. This is a house, it's not a church. Crook. Lagos Province 60. Lagos Province 60. When I was here last year, you pretended, and then when I was in UK, you just spoke to me anyhow because I was far away in the UK. You even told me what the police told me at abattoir. They didn't tell me it. You started telling me that what the police chief in Abattoir police station, I've called the police for this man and Pastor Lawal. I've called the police for this man when I was in this country last year. I've called the police for him. They took him to Abattoir police station. How can you just take someone's house? What? Where in the Bible did it say that? That you can just take someone's house? Can you cut me a key, please, for my house?
No, my wife is going with you.
Can you cut me a key? My sister, you cut a key for my sister. Can you now cut a key for me? So that I can access my house while I'm in Nigeria. So it's on record that I've asked you to cut me a key. You refuse to answer me. Just like 125 times I called you, you refuse to answer because you want to keep my house. I asked you for the receipt. You told me 1 week. That was in November or October. Destroying someone's house. This is the work of God. Destroying someone's house. How is that the work of God?
Don't close the door.
Don't close the door.
Keep the doors open.
Can you open my door, please? Sorry about this congregation. I don't mean to trouble you, but you need to know about these pastors. They're not good. This Afolabi is a bad man. He's a bad man. Afolabi. He's a bad man. You need to find another church. You need to find another church. You need to find another church because this church isn't going to be meeting here anymore. Just take someone's house like that. Please, don't tell me what to do in my house.
No, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm only saying
No, don't tell me anything in my house. Okay? Can't tell me anything in my own house.
creating a scene, I mean, really, you will not solve the problem. You know that. I'm speaking to people who will not get involved or have a scene.
Creating a scene is very necessary because the congregation need to know what this pastor and Pastor Lawal have been doing to me. They need to know it.
That's really not the best way to go about it.
It's the best thing.
So
this is not my first move. This is not my first move. Okay. I came here in April last year. I met Pastor Lawal in maybe 2nd of June last year.
Okay.
I spoke cordially with him. I asked him how he came to have the house. That time they were just moving here. Okay. I came maybe 3 or 4 times before I met them, you know, and I had already been living in a hotel for a month. So they met me. I was cordial with them. I took their phone number, and then maybe about 3 or 2 weeks later, I was just coming from Ikeja in Marawa. I passed this place and I saw a poster for some event. So when I got off up there, I came down just to photograph the poster. And then I went back, and then when I was going, someone from the house came and told me they've demolished your house. I came back. Oh, this from here to here is my mum's bedroom, my late mother's bedroom and bathroom. The bathroom has beautiful tiles, you know, beautiful. They removed the bath outside, they knocked everything down. I've got photographs of it.
Were you here when the knocking down was going on, when they got everything out?
By the time I came, they've already knocked everything down, but the rubble was here. So the next day, I went and bought padlock, and I padlocked the front gate. I asked the builders to get out, and I padlocked the front gate. Maybe the day after, I went to the police, Abattoir police station, and I reported them. 2 police women came to the house to see the damage. And Pastor Lawal and Pastor Ogundele were here. They called them to the police station. At first, they didn't want to go. They didn't really want to go. They wanted to call the man that allowed them to be here. That has no right, because he's not the owner, he's not related to us. He's just from my mum's town. They were friends, and she made him an executor. But after my mum died, I found out he was a crook. The way he was to me changed after my mum died. You know. So when we went to the police station, the police said that we have to come on Monday, that was Saturday, and bring the man that allowed them to be here. So that day, when we came, Pastor Ogundele was not here. Pastor Lawal came, and he brought a lawyer. And the lawyer was trying to threaten me. How can you threaten the owner of the house? I don't know how he can threaten the owner of the house. But somehow the police supported the pastors. I don't really know why. Maybe they gave them money, like big money. I mean, we both gave them some money to deal with us, but maybe they gave them more, you know.
But that's an assumption there.
Well, I don't know why they weren't favorable to me. I mean, the police chief there, the DPO, he told me, he took me in his office and he said, I take God to beg you, the pastors, it was Saturday, the pastors want to meet on Monday here to do night vigil. And he said, I take God to beg you, allow them, open the padlock, to allow them to have that night vigil. Just for that. And then the next day, or maybe the day after, meet them with your lawyer and your uncle. I have my mom's brother is still alive, and he is a member of Redeemed as well. Meet them with your mom's brother and your lawyer, and they can come with their lawyer. So I didn't want to do it, but I opened, and then I phoned Pastor Lawal and said, when shall we meet? He changed it. He took advantage of what the police said to me and changed it. He said, we don't want to meet with third parties. We don't want, he said, let's just meet with me and you and Pastor, you know, and Pastor Ogundele, you know.
So the three of you?
Yeah. Right. And I agreed, but that was just another thing that the DPO said was if we meet with a lawyer and like officially, and I don't agree, we can't agree, then you can padlock that place again.
Okay, that was what the DPO said?
Yeah, he said that to me. And but they took advantage. When I opened, they just took that to just come and finish the work, because I said we'll meet in my hotel, and then Pastor Lawal was supposed to phone me back. He didn't phone me back that day. I phoned him back the next day. I said, why didn't you phone me back? You're playing games. And he said, oh, sorry, we will meet you Wednesday, you know. So Wednesday, they text me and said, please, Pastor Ogundele doesn't want to meet you in your hotel. Let's meet in Domino's Pizza. You know, in
the meeting hold?
Huh?
Did the meeting hold eventually? Did they come around? Did you guys meet?
We met, just an informal meeting.
Right. So was that about the last conversation you had with all this before you returned to the UK?
Yes, that meeting, I told them about Mr. Dada, who gave them the place, how he's been doing me since my mum died, and also he was doing some crooked things even when my mum was alive, but I didn't know until she died. I found out from other family members, you know. So they told me that Mr. Dada told them that we want to sell the house and that we're ready to sell and that, you know, but he needs our consent, so he will travel to the UK and get our consent. But then he got sick. He had an accident. That's what they told me. So what that man told them is a lie. I never agreed to sell this place, and even my siblings. That man just lied to them to get a payment from them. That's 419. It was to do with getting payment for tax or something like that, to do with my sister as well. I didn't know anything about that. You know.
So you're not aware he collected some, or the church made some payments to him to use this place for a period of time? Because it wasn't like, I mean, to the best of my knowledge.
That's what they told me.
Okay.
They told me.
Have you spoken to Mr. Dada directly, where he confirmed to you that the church made some payment to him to use the facility for a period of time?
He's never confirmed anything to me.
He's never confirmed.
But when he,
but when last did you speak?
When he came to the police station and he said something like that, and he said that he had receipt, but they didn't give me the receipt.
So you didn't get a copy of the receipt? Sorry,
yeah.
Hello? Mr. Peggy, all right, don't worry, please. Don't worry, thank you very much. I'll call you back. All right. Okay. So I think it's just...
let me just... Right. I'm nearly finished.
Okay.
So that meeting was cordial, but it was informal. It wasn't official, like with a lawyer.
Right.
They didn't want that.
Okay.
But that's what the policeman said to me, have that, and if you don't agree, you can padlock. So now they somehow... I mean, one thing the police said is that I'm supposed to allow them, they've paid till March, I'm supposed to allow them to be here, you know. Okay. But I don't know anything about that. That money wasn't paid to me. Everything was done behind my back. And this man, Mr. Dada, he deliberately didn't tell me because I don't trust him. Okay. He even sent an email to my siblings that we're ready to, that he's spoken to Redeemed, they're interested in buying the house.
Oh, okay.
You know.
You sent an email to your siblings?
Yes.
Did he send a copy to you?
My name isn't there.
Oh, okay.
It's only when my sister was here last year and she told me, but she's kept a lot from me. She's kept a lot from me, but it's because I was here and she was here, she told me something. She kept a lot from me. I mean, she's a devil. You know, I've had trouble with my siblings. Not just with this Mr. Dada and these pastors. I've been having trouble with my sibling. I've been suffering for 6 years in UK because of what one of my siblings did to me. I've suffered for 6 years. You know.
So sorry about that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's life. Few things happens to us. And,
6 years.
With time, we can always get over them. You know?
I could have killed myself during that time.
Wow.
I could. You don't know. I haven't told you that. Wow. This is just. That was worse than this.
Wow.
I haven't told you that one.
No.
That's a long story. That one.
Wow. But we need to talk about it maybe some other time.
Yeah.
I mean,
one of my brothers. My mum named me an executor in the will in UK, and him, an executor. He used a lawyer, English lawyer, and his sister-in-law, who's a lawyer, to do some fraud on me, to
get it out of it.
Remove me out of it behind my back. Wow. And I've been fighting them from that time to this time, and the system is very much against me. I've suffered terribly there. I've suffered terribly. That place, to me, that place is more corrupt than this place.
Okay, so because you've lived in there and you've seen what goes on in the background, right?
There are devils there. That country is a devil's country. It's a devil's country.
Okay. So
And even I wanted to come and live even from the time when my mum died. I was here for 6 months in this house, and then when I went back, as soon as I got back, I said I want to come back and live in Nigeria. But because of what this brother did to me, I had to fight it. It was so outrageous that I had to fight it. I would have liked to have come to live in Nigeria in this house maybe 4 years ago or something. And even the money I had inherited has been used over there and it's almost finished. I would have liked to come here and be using that money. I don't want to sell this place. I love this house. I was here 6 months after my mum died. You know, I was here 6 months. I mean, my sister doesn't so much like the house, and when she comes to Lagos, she stays with this man, Mr. Dada's son. She's close to his son in somewhere in Lagos. You know, but I love this house. I even contributed to building this house, £2,000 when my mum was building it. More than any of my siblings. My mum told me my siblings, 2 brothers, gave her something, but not so much. You know, I'm emotionally invested in this place. I love this place. And then this Mr. Dada, he wants to sell the house to them.
Have you ever spoken to Mr. Dada one-on-one? I mean, to come to a resolution with this your uncle before? I mean, because, you know, now there are 3 parties. You know, there are 3 parties like the church, yourself, who is the rightful owner, and you have an emotional attachment to it because you made some contributions, and also Mr.
But I love
Dada.
it as well.
Okay,
Not just
also,
the
and also your uncle. So there are 3 entities. So I think it would be nice if
my uncle is not the owner, and he's not an agent, and he's not a landlord, but he was acting like he's an agent. Maybe he's an agent for other houses.
Okay.
He's executor doesn't mean agent. Somehow he thinks that because he's an executor, he's an agent. He's not. He has no right to rent or sell, especially not without consent of...
Without your consent?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 4 of us have to consent.
To agree to that before he sells or leases it out. Okay, that's fine.
You know, when I went to the police and they contacted him, he chose that time to send an email to all of us to say that the house is in a bad condition, and he had surveyors to look, and the house is about to collapse. Absolute nonsense. You know, and he said, we need to sell the house, and the church is eager to buy, and we need to sell. He urges us to sell quick. When I went to the police, that's what he did. Even my sister didn't believe that.
Okay, so I totally understand your plight and your position in the whole of this. And to be honest, I think there are better ways to resolve issues because...
I've tried the better ways before.
Yeah.
I was nice and they crooked me. A whole pastor, area pastor, crooked me.
I don't think that's what the case is.
It is.
Okay, sure. But I mean...
I have...
When did you arrive? When did you arrive?
I arrived sometime last week.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you try to reach out to the pastor?
This is reaching out. I told you, I phoned him 125 times.
And he didn't pick up?
He didn't pick up. One time he picked up when I called him from a different number, and I said to him, you know, you said in 1 week you will give me the receipt to show that you paid Mr. Dada this money, and you didn't give me it. It's 2 months. Where is it? He said, you're supposed to speak to people with courtesy. And if you won't speak to me with courtesy, don't phone me anymore. And he put the phone down. He just used that as a cover.
Okay. But are we so sure that you've got a receipt, or he's got a receipt from Mr. Dada, from your uncle?
Well,
because whatever the church is supposed to be presenting to you should be whatever has been received from your uncle. Whatever the church is showing to you or is sending to you should be a receipt received from your uncle as an evidence that they made certain amounts or made payments to him.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. Are you sure that the church has it? Are you sure that receipt is with
He told me he had it.
Oh, okay.
He told me because they said they paid. They said that's why they have the right to be here because they paid 1.1 million naira for 1 year. Really, what happened is that Mr. Dada told them that they want to sell, and then he was meant to come to UK to speak to us. When he didn't go, he then said, "You can be coming here." I don't believe
all the parties involved.
I don't believe anymore that the church gave Mr. Dada that money, because I asked them for the receipt and they refused to show me the receipt, and then they refused to answer me. You know, so I think they came here. He said, "Come here and then I will convince them to sell." And while I was here in June, I told you, they knocked down the house while I'm here in the country. How can they do that? I met them before that. I spoke to them cordially. They didn't say they were going to do that. I was shocked. So how can they do that?
So what's your position?
And when I was angry, they told me, "Don't worry, we will put it back when we move out after a year." They can never put it back the same way it was there. But now, after the way they behaved to me when I was away, it's because I'm far away, you see? And since the way they behaved to me, I realize now that they have no intention of fixing it, but they want to buy the place.
But don't you think that's an assumption?
It's an assumption from the behavior.
You've seen, so okay. All right, I get it. But you know, coming to church,
It's in my house. It's not
yeah,
a
okay. Okay, coming to your house to speak with a number of congregants in this manner. For one, I think it's not too nice, because if you came in as a last week, and I mean, if you try to phone the pastor and he doesn't pick up, you could send him a text message, which would be an evidence, you understand, to show that you tried to reach out to him and he didn't pick up, or you have notified him that you're in town and you'd like to meet with him for further resolution and to make your case clear that you really want the house back.
Yeah, I've
I
done
don't know if
all
you
that.
understand my perspective.
But I've done all that before I got here. I sent messages as well as phone calls. I sent WhatsApp, and I sent when he refused to answer me, I sent him a message around December, around Christmas time even, that you're now forbidden to have church meetings in the house because the police chief said if there's no agreement, I can padlock. I'm not here to padlock, so I'm forbidding you via WhatsApp, you know. So, and he saw that message. I said that in December, you know.
Okay, because
and I've also sent Pastor Afolabi emails, 1 or 2. I've sent Pastor Lawal email explaining my position. You know, both of them, you know, long emails, not short. How can you do this?
I understand everything totally. Just sit down and because it's something that needs to be talked about.
I need the
schedule
key.
meetings.
When my sister was here, Mr. Dada told them to cut key for her. I was here, they never gave me any key. I want a key to the place.
Okay, that's why you're here today.
I'm here to take back my place. I'm in a hotel. I can't be in a hotel for a long time like last year. Last year I was here 2 months in a hotel. That's expensive, 400,000. I have to be here. I'm running out of money. I can't spend a lot of money in a hotel.
All right, I understand you.
I'm sleeping in my house this time.
Okay, Mr. Dyer, just take a seat. I've called, I put a call across to Pastor Lawal. He'll be here. Pastor Folabi is here already. So you can make your case and make your claim, and then you can then call your uncle, you know, to say he needs to bring a copy of the receipt.
I don't regard him as my uncle because,
really?
Yes, because my mum told me they were cousins.
Oh, okay.
But after she died, my real uncles, my mum's two brothers, were doubting that he's even a cousin because she thought he was a distant cousin.
Distant cousin, okay.
And one of my uncle said, I will go to the village and speak to those that know whether he's
part of your
cousin. And he spoke to someone, somebody, and that woman said he's not a cousin, but his brother married someone in the family, so it's through marriage. You know, I know him since I was small, and I've been calling him uncle, but since his behaviour to me,
that has brought a lot of doubts.
He's not my uncle, you know. He's not, him and his wife, not just him, but his wife. When I was here in 2013, I went to their house, and the wife said to me, go back to London, you have no business here. The wife said that.
Do you know why they said that?
At the time, I didn't know why she said that. It's not normal to say that.
That's what I'm saying. That's not normal.
Go back to London, you have no business. And I was close to them both before my mum died. I was close to them both. And then this is how they're doing when my mum died. They changed. And the brother of the wife was one of the lawyer that my mum went to do the will. You know, and then he was also an executor. The lawyer was an executor, but when I started complaining to him about Mr. Dada, he then took offense with me and he said, I will stop being a lawyer for the estate. But then he left Mr. Dada as the only executor. He wasn't supposed to be the only executor. So when I complained to him, he made it worse. And that's because they're related.
But does your family, you and the siblings, do you have a lawyer that you have actually put forth to solve this issue with the property to your uncle?
I don't need a lawyer, I just need to sleep in my house, you know. They don't legally have this place. They're here without permission from me or my siblings. They're here without permission from me or my siblings, and when I try to speak to them, they block me. Oh, they also blocked me on WhatsApp. Both Pastor Afolabi and Pastor Lawal blocked me on WhatsApp. They blocked me.
All right, we'll just wait for Pastor Lawal to come around and we'll have a big discussion around this.
Can I have your name, please?
My name is Victor.
Victor. Pastor what?
I'm not a pastor.
But I saw you
Victor.
Speaking there.
I mean, I could give you a mic and you speak. Would I call you a pastor for that?
Okay. Yeah, but it seemed like you're maybe the pastor for the church, and he came he's the visiting speaker for today.
Really?
That's how it looked to me.
No, that's not what it is.
But is he running the church?
He's the other pastor.
Yeah, but
and I'm also a minister in the parish.
I thought so.
You thought so?
Of course.
Okay. But of course, of all our discussion this morning, I really think that there are always better ways to resolve issues. I've been in the corporate world for a while, and when things come up, no matter how bad it is, there will always be a better way to resolve it, and everybody...
For me, this is a very good way because I've got his attention, and I believe that the congregation needs to know how bad these two pastors have been to me. I believe they need to know that. I believe they need to know that there's some trouble here.
Okay,
that
yes,
it's not everything is fine.
I agree if you say that they need to know that there's a trouble, but then do you think that people come to church for a period of time and they observe that the pastor is bad and they keep coming? It's
No.
not a good, yeah, so
It's not
that's why I
easy.
said-
It's not easy to see what a pastor is like just from going to the front
No, but they've been
and then
related-
going away.
But they've been related with him for years, you know.
Yeah,
but I think
but-
if you want to make a claim to
Even
say,
the
okay,
way they were,
I need the
maybe
members.
he's good to them,
Mm.
but he hasn't been good to me.
Why
And
did-
they
It's
need
good to everybody. It's just a miscommunication, I would say.
Nah.
Yeah, trust me, Mr. Dyer, trust me.
My own experience is
Yeah.
not that.
Okay, everything is going to change today, and then we'll have a headway. Is that okay? Yeah.
I'm not here to do any discussion
Okay.
because I've tried to be discussing with them,
Alright.
and I've discussed with them, and they were, after I discussed with them, they knocked down my mum's house, my mum's bedroom. They destroyed it. I can't trust them ever again. After I discussed with them, they destroyed my mum's bedroom. How can you be like that? And then, again, after we went to the police, I went with them to Domino's Pizza.
Right.
Even then, after destroying my mum's house, they, at Domino's Pizza, they asked me, be honest, do you want to sell? How can you destroy my mum's bedroom and then you ask me if I want to sell? I'm never going to sell to someone like that, that destroys my mum's bedroom, that comes to my house without my permission, takes over the place. I'm never going to sell to someone like that, never. Plus, I told them that I could never sell to someone that is brought by Mr. Dada, because from 2013, I didn't trust him anymore. When I saw his behavior, I didn't trust him from that time, what he was doing.
So what's your position now? So if you find an independent entity or an individual who is interested, do you still go for it?
I want to come and live in Nigeria.
Okay, yeah, you said that
So,
earlier. Okay.
you know, at least at the beginning, when I come, I will be here. Maybe later I will move out. But, you know, I'm part owner of this place. Anytime I come to Nigeria, I have the right to stay here. You know, I have the right, you know.
Okay, that's fine. Just have a seat. Hold on. Pastor Lawal will be here and then we can just go back.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
What's the water?
No, I'm fine, thank you. Thank you.